Hey guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we are going to be talking about why you should not move to Finland. This video is going to be quite different from my other videos. Yes, I've always talked about how good Finland is, how beautiful a place Finland is, how wonderful their educational system is, their hospital, transportation, social support, and a lot of other things that you enjoy while you're living in Finland. But today's video is quite different. Finland has won the happiest country in the world 7 consecutive times, but it doesn't mean that Finland doesn't have its challenges. Of course, you have challenges that you face when you move to Finland. And from this video, you will know how to work on yourself, how to work on your documents, and also whether you should or should not move to Finland, guys. So join me, let's dive right into the video. The number one reason you should not move to Finland or you should reconsider moving to Finland is the new immigration policy. Last year, a new government was elected in Finland and they have come up with several policies, of which one of them includes immigration reform. And this will have a great effect on the people that are living in Finland already and the people that are planning to move to Finland, guys. Let's talk about citizenship. So the current law states that if you have lived in Finland for a period of 4 years or 5 years and you have passed your UKI test, then you are eligible to apply for citizenship. But the current policy states that before you are eligible to apply for citizenship in Finland, you must have been living in Finland for a period of 8 years. And 5 years for some people. For instance, people that are married to Finnish citizens. You must have passed your UKI test. Yes, that is your language test. And also there is a new test that has been introduced, which is known as the civic test. This test, you are required to write about Finland. Yes, you should know their culture, their way of life, their history, and you must pass this test, guys, before you are eligible to apply for citizenship. That is with the current policy, guys. And they are also trying to tighten the integrity requirements. You must have lived in Finland with a good record before you apply for citizenship. You shouldn't commit any crimes, even speed tickets. You must pay your dues at the right time. Like, it is not as if the current law doesn't have all this, but they're trying to tighten it. Like, you must have to be close to perfect before you are able to apply for the Finnish citizenship. Now let's talk about permanent residence in Finland. So the current law states that once you have been living in Finland for 4 years with your continuous residence permit, that is the A permit, then you are eligible to apply for your permanent residence permit. Yes, the new policy states that before you're able to apply for your permanent residence in Finland, you must have been living in Finland for a period of 6 years. Yes, and you must also pass your UKI test. The current law, you don't have to pass your UKI test before you apply for permanent residency. But the new policy states that you must have your UKI test before you are eligible to apply for your permanent residency. And also, within the period of 6 years that you've been living in Finland, you must have 2 years, like 2 years out of the 6 years you have lived in Finland, that you have worked continuously without the government support. This is quite different, a lot different from the current law, and it's going to be really challenging for some people. Yes, let's talk about work. This is crazy, guys. This one is crazy. Work in Finland under the new policy, guys. The new proposal states that when you lose your job or you're being laid off or you decide to quit, you're expected to get a new job within a period of 3 months, guys. Yes, and the other part of it is that your employer is expected to report to the immigration that you have been laid off. Yes, and then all eyes will be on you. Once you don't have a job for a period of 3 months, your residence permit might be cancelled, guys. So this is quite difficult. If you've been working and along the line you're being laid off or you decide to quit or you lose your job and it's difficult for you to find a job within 3 months, then it's a problem. You must find a job, like another job, within 3 months of you being laid off. This is quite different from the current law, because the current law has nothing of such. If you lose your job along the line, you'll be getting support, your unemployment support, while you search for a different job, or you go to school, or you find any other thing to do. So if you want to move to Finland, if you're planning to move to Finland, you have to consider this. It is still a proposal, yes, but it will soon become a law. So you have to be mindful of this before you plan on moving to Finland. Let's talk about the second reason you should not move to Finland. Let's talk about the weather condition in Finland, guys. Yes, Finland is a very cold country. We have long and dark winter. Sometimes we have only 6 to 7 hours of daylight. The sun rises around 9 a.m. in the morning and sets around 3 p.m. and sometimes we are required to take vitamin D supplements, guys. It is very cold in Finland. If you're coming from a warm country, it is going to be very difficult for you to live in Finland because of the weather, guys. And even though you have good clothing here, there are coats, jackets, warmers, that things that you wear, stockings that you wear to cover the cold, but it is still cold, guys. Yes, and there are heaters here that helps protect you from the cold, because sometimes the temperature can be up to minus 30 degrees, guys. This is freezing. And even when you go outside, you see the water, frozen water, guys, ice everywhere. Guys, it is very cold in Finland. The first time I moved to Finland, oh my goodness, I went through depression, guys. I've not told you my story yet. I went through depression because of the cold, guys. It was so lonely. Like, if you're not strong enough, if you cannot withstand the cold, then you don't have to move to Finland. Yes, if you are allergic to cold, yes, then you have to reconsider moving to Finland. Yeah, it is true. When you go outside, the road is full of snow. It's very beautiful during winter, but the only problem that winter has is the cold. Yes, and even here in Finland, we have summer. Very beautiful summer, bright and beautiful, but it's very short. Only a period of 3 months for summer, guys. We are in summer, guys. But guys, it is still cold sometimes. If you cannot endure the cold, then you have to think twice before you move to Finland. So the third reason you should reconsider moving to Finland is the cost of living, guys. Ever since I moved to Finland, the cost of living has become higher and higher, guys. Ranging from utility bills, children clothing, car bills, guys. Before you are able to move into a comfortable around 60 square meter apartment, you should have up to 1,000 euro in your account. Yes, so things are quite expensive, like talking about fuel and other things. The last 2 months, my rent was increased, guys. You can imagine that. Yes, everything is just increasing, getting higher and higher. Electricity higher. So even my water bill, now it is no longer paying a particular amount. You have to pay according to what you have used. So at first, when I moved to this apartment, the rule was that you have to pay a certain amount every month, no matter how much water that you use. Everything is changing. And when you come to clothing, you know, when you are living in Finland with your kids, your family, you have to change clothes. Yes, because when the weather changes, it requires its own clothes. Like winter, you need jackets and shoes and other things. And you know, kids that grow. Like this year, we had to buy different clothing for them for summer. Yes, so by next year they must have grown like taller or bigger than their shoes, or so you need to repeat it like every time. And clothing are not cheap in Finland. They are expensive, guys. So in the Finnish language, they will say kallis. Don't see kallis, guys. It's so expensive. But one thing with Finland, things that are sold in Finland, they are mostly original. They are good items. So if you buy them, they last for you. But the problem is that they are super expensive, and with kids you have to be buying them clothes, you have to be changing clothes for them. One of the reasons that we are having this increased cost of living, because it was actually high when I moved to Finland, but The problem now is that it has been increasing. This is caused by the conflict between Russia and Ukraine, because Europe gets most of its natural gas from Russia and some other items from Russia. But because of the conflict between them, things are now getting like hyped up, especially here in Finland, guys. Like, things are more expensive in Finland because we are close neighbors. Yes, so most of those supplies stopped, so price of things skyrocketed, and that's very challenging. And sometimes your basic salary doesn't cater for all this. You might use your salary for all the bills, and then you won't have any other thing left for yourself, so it is quite difficult. So when you're living here, when you're preparing to come to Finland, you just have to work hard. Yes, you need to have it planned out. Like, you need to have sufficient income before you start making plans of moving to Finland, because when you come here, your income might finish and you don't have any other support from anywhere. So this is one thing that you have to consider before moving to Finland. The fourth reason why you should not move to Finland, guys, is the language barrier. This one is special. If you cannot learn the official language of Finland, which is Finnish and Swedish, then you don't have to. Like, you need to reconsider moving to Finland, because without this language, you will not enjoy living in Finland. Yes, that is just the truth of it. Even if you speak English, you speak good English. In Finland, we use English too. Yes, but one thing that makes you to be in the society, like to relate very well with individuals, is when you know their language. The language of a place is special, and when you want to integrate properly, you need this language, guys. So this language is very important. So before moving to Finland, you have to check out the Finnish language. You have to have an idea of what the Finnish language is, and you need to have an interest in learning the language, because it is very, very important, even though it is very, very difficult. Yes, but you have to learn it. If you're someone that has difficulties in learning new languages, then Finland is going to be difficult for you. It is not going to be easy for you. It would be better that you go to an English-speaking country than coming to Finland, if it's going to be difficult for you to learn the language. But if you are going to learn this language, then everything is going to be easier for you in Finland. But you see, the language barrier, you can't just look away from the language. It is highly important. Yes, guys. The fifth reason why you should not move to Finland, or you should reconsider moving to Finland, that I'll be sharing with you today, is being independent and being a law-abiding citizen. Yes, guys, if you cannot be this two, then you have to reconsider moving to Finland. Yes, because when you come to Finland, you have a lot of things that you have to do yourself. Yes, Finland is quite different from staying in your home country. It is a different place. Like, generally, when you move away from home, then you have to be able to cater for yourself. You don't have to be dependent on anyone. Being independent here in Finland is very important, because the cost of labor here in Finland is very high. For instance, when you have a little job that you can do by yourself, changing your lights, coupling things together, like maybe your bed, your chair, something like that. If you cannot take care of your basic needs, if you cannot live independently, like you depend on people always, you cannot live in Finland, guys. You have to reconsider moving to Finland. If you're used to people serving you, people washing your clothes, people cooking for you, then when you move to Finland, you have to spend a lot, because you can't just get labor from people like that without paying them. You have to pay them very well. Maybe in your country you just pay peanuts for those menial jobs, but when you come to Finland and you need this kind of things, you have to pay much. So instead of looking for someone to help you out with these things, it is better for you to do them by yourself. You have to train yourself to be independent. Yes, you don't have to depend on anyone when you move to Finland. And if you can't train yourself to be this kind of person, if you always need people around you, then Finland is not for you, because you're going to spend all your money when you move here. Well, it will just cost you money. Another thing is being law abiding. When you're living in Finland, you have to be a responsible citizen. There are a lot of things that are required of you, like speeding, like when you're driving on the road and you're speeding. If the speed camera captures you or the police gets you, guys, you'll be in trouble. Yes, so living in Finland, you have to be very responsible. For every little thing that you do, you need to be careful. You know, coming from somewhere like Africa or other Asian countries where hitting your child or fighting might not be looked at as an offense, when you move to Finland with that act, then you'll be in a big trouble, because some of those things are considered a criminal offense. Like, they are considered crime here in Finland. So when you cannot be law abiding, guys, then Finland is not for you. So that is a very important thing to consider before moving to Finland, guys.
Let's talk about job opportunities in Finland as the sixth reason you should not move to Finland. Currently, finding a job in Finland is quite difficult, especially as a foreigner, guys. For the past 1 year, a lot of people moved into Finland and have been finding it very difficult to find work in Finland. This is caused by low availability of work and also language barrier. Finland has 2 languages that are official, which is the Swedish and the Finnish language, and some employers require you to be fluent in at least one of these languages. Some people who move to Finland through studies, hoping that when they get here they are going to work in order to pay their bills, end up being disappointed. Some even have to send money from home in order to pay their bills here. Even some menial jobs that are considered easy to get are no longer available, guys. Some of the jobs that have vacancies for workers needs them to have a further education, because some of these people already had an education in their home country but are still not allowed to work if they do not meet this standard. Securing a job in Finland right now is mostly through networking. That is when you know someone that knows someone that knows about a particular job availability. The easiest way of sending application is through online. You can send hundreds of applications to different websites without getting a reply. Or sometimes if you get a reply, the message is going to be, unfortunately, we cannot employ you. But when you have good connections, it makes it easier for you. And also, there are different fields which are easier to get unemployment in, like the health sector, the IT sector, the service sector, the logistics sector. But for this work, you should have little knowledge of Finnish at least. This is not to discourage you in any way. I'm just saying the reality, like what is obtainable here in Finland presently in terms of job in Finland. So if you're coming, you prepare yourself and be aware of what you might face when you move to Finland, guys. So that is it about employment opportunity in Finland. It is limited and very challenging getting a job right now in Finland, except for those who moved with a job contract.
These things I have mentioned are things that you have to look at. Some of them might make you not to come to Finland at all. Something like language might make you not to take Finland as a country you want to move to. But it's better you watch this video, you take it seriously, you understand it, you plan yourself, you build yourself, you just have this in mind that this is the way this place is, so let me try and adjust. So you just have to adjust. When you can't adjust to these things, it means that you cannot move to Finland. If you move to Finland, it is going to be very challenging for you to live in Finland. Yes, guys, it is going to be very difficult for you. But when you work on these things and you look at these things, that these are things that you can do, yes, that they cannot be a barrier to you, then you're welcome to come to Finland, guys. So I hope you understood my points. Yes, this does not stop Finland from being the happiest country in the world. No, everywhere is like this. Every place have its own challenges, but these little ones I have mentioned are the challenges that you face in Finland. So thanks for watching to this point. Always keep in touch. Yes, subscribe to my channel, like my video, comment if you have any other thing to add. If you're living in Finland already and you have something else to add, comment section is here for you. So thanks for watching, guys. Bye.